I'm Stokto. Today I'm asking the question, if Stormgate gates are opening, should Americans be afraid? How do we know the gates are opening? We just got this teaser. It's cool. You can see the gate. There it is. Timer's there. Hear lots of sounds.
Stormgate has appeared.
The timer's ticking down. What happens when the timer gets down to zero? We don't know. We just don't know. What could come through the gates? Well, before I've guessed, we could have things say if we had gates in New Zealand, we have these Maori we have these Maori pandas and these kangaroos and these fire imps. We have, if it was in France, who knows? Maybe we get a bunch of gargoyles and undead ghosts and stuff coming through. If it was in Japan, it could be some crazy onis or some some warriors. But you're not in those regions. You're in the U.S., right? There's not much mythology to worry about. Well, so you see a Stormgate in the Great Lakes. Imagine this thing comes through. What? And you look at it and you're like, I don't even know what the hell this thing is. Well, this is a Cheyenne dwarf. And one of the things about what it does is its heart is separate from its body. So it runs around the battlefield. You can't really kill it. It's super strong for its size and crazy what it does. And in order to kill it, you have to kill its heart. You could imagine that having something immune that's small running around the battlefield would be annoying to deal with, and having to go run somewhere else to kill a heart and spam some sort of spell or something that slows them down or stuns them, it could be the way to deal with them. Yeah, also in the mythology of the Great Lakes, there's a ton of other crazy things that are there. You have the Mothman; they see things in the dark, they hunt them down. Something that people don't know is most of the vampire stories came thousands of years ago in the Americas, and Mothmen were one of the classes of vampiric things. Here we have there were two types of bears. One was a hybrid crossover, and then you have the specific one that it's a super bear in essence. And we have the three ancient gods that were part of the Northeast. You have the Thunder Lord, and you have the spiked water panther, and you have the Great Lakes snakes that would travel around the entire Great Lakes, governing it. And you had the Baycock, which is this undead creature that they built burial grounds to protect their dead from. Um, you had these things like the Wendigo, and they would chase and track people and lure people into crazy things. Skinwalkers would infest animals and things and take them over, kind of like parasites. You had the Baycock tribe, which is when the Baycock goes over and he finds dead bodies, he would raise them as his own. You had the Bakwas, which is this trickster that would trick you into madness, doing crazy things. You had these Mothmen too that would track you and make you go crazy, and you have the Irish story of the Otterman. There were a lot of tales from the Inuits. I forget what they call them in English. Eskimos. From the Eskimos. There used to be, and this is historically actually complete fact. There used to be Dorsets, which are in essence giant people, really tall humans, and they all died off mysteriously around a certain period of time, which I'm pretty sure is tied into these storm gates appearing. Obviously. Um, you also have a lot of the Navajo accounts of the prehistoric humanity, and before humans, the world was run by insects, and the insects, they could communicate with the gates and open them. And Gaia tells lots of stories about their Athene seers and suckers, which are basically modern ways of talking about the Wonakai Nasil, which is a Navajo way to talk about the seer praying mantises, or the ones that influence the weather, the dragonflies, the Wotanu. And then you have the Wotani Dines, which are the cicadas that could communicate with the netherworld and help them to see what would come in the long term, not just on our world but on other worlds. And of course, in South America, you have a bunch of war and stories. You have in the Baja the chupacabra and the nagual, which is a kind of a more of a rat wolf cross hybrid, and you have Lechuza, which is this woman that could work with owls, and she could turn into an owl or stay human. And then you have the vampire bats, the Kamazas, and it's crazy when you start thinking about just how many things there are in the past in the Americas that scare the hell out of us. Who knows? Maybe we'll see them one day in Stormgate. I'll leave a bunch of links down below to a bunch of resources on this, and thanks for watching.